Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Going for a head shave. I actually have court tomorrow for my transit officer job, whereby someone was charged. I'm a witness and I'm heading into court tomorrow. My dad's taking me down to the train station and then we're both heading up to Fremantle, and if it goes well we'll probably go out for lunch afterwards. Anyway, head shave. I'm going to be using Gron Lycka, which is an artisan company. Karina makes this over in Sweden. This was very kindly sent to me from Johan from Shaven Butcher, and the scent on this one is absolutely wonderful. Now I did watch not all of it. I've watched most of his interview with Karina on his YouTube channel, and it was quite interesting to find how she came across the names and the scent profile she picked, because obviously a troll to me in my head's a horrible big ugly thing, but this smells sweet and divine. So very nice scent. But she did get, I can't remember what mica I think she uses to colour her soaps. I don't know what that is, but she uses that. Has it got it on the back? Yeah, mica. I did get it right. So that's how she gets that green colour, and the other colours in the soaps. I think there's one called Beard Off and the other one is a cooling one. I can't remember the name of it now, I've seen it on the video. But anyway, I'm going to be using that for the head shave. I had a wonderful face shave with it yesterday, and that should be uploading tomorrow. I've done a few videos, they're all sort of online and uploading. Right, I'm going to be using the Simpsons Chubby 2 Shedder. I'm going to keep using this brush. I'm not going to chatter on about how many hairs it's losing. I know it's losing hairs, there's nothing I can do about it. Simpson haven't got back to me on Instagram. I know someone's read my messages on there, but no one's got back to me, which is pretty average. I thought they would have got back to me, just at the bare minimum, even to say, I'm sorry mate, we can't do anything about it. That's fine. I'm not expecting anything to be done about it, but just some sort of, I don't know, just an answer, anything. But that's the end of it. Let's just get stuck into the shave. So I'm loading up. One thing I don't like about this soap is the tin. The tin's just too small. I like bigger tubs, but I do like the fact that it is a tin. The labels aren't waterproof either, so there's no real synthetic stuff used in the label other than the colourings, I think. You can see straight away how this is sort of whipping up already. To be fair, I've only lost one hair so far. It's a good start. I have been sort of working on this brush a little bit. I've been combing it whenever it's dried out, and obviously letting it dry out completely, not just getting stuck into it when it quite clearly needs time to rest. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to wet my head. This is a complete no prep shave. I've just come in from work. I have been sweating and everything, and I've not even washed my head or nothing, so apologies for that. But I do have court tomorrow, so I'm going to shave my head now, and I'll shave my face in the morning before I head off. This is a really nice soap, you know. I have heard from a couple of people saying it's actually quite expensive, or it might have been the Swedish witch, not the shaving witch. Yeah, that's right, the Swedish witch. Apologies to Sarah Lundström, who is the Swedish witch, for calling her the shaving witch. You know, when you shave all the time, you just get shaving in the brain. There's another hair, hold on, just let me get that hair off. What was another one? Is it? Yeah. I don't know whether it's getting any better or whether it's getting worse, but I'm going to stop whinging about it. It's not helping me, and to be fair, other than not receiving any feedback from my second bunch of messages from Simpson, I don't really want to tarnish how good the knot is. The knot, albeit a shedder, is a tremendous knot, and I can't say that enough. And I know that doesn't appease most people. They want the knots to be, you don't want to buy a brush that sheds loads of hair. But if you buy this brush brand new, you do get a year's warranty with it. The warranty is black and white, you know, it's not like, I'm not out there trying to get a free brush, I can assure you that right now. It'd just be nice to hear back from Simpson, just so I can update everyone and what they would say about it. Because at the end of the day, I don't really know whether the person before me or the person before them actually looked after this brush. All I know is I'm doing the best to look after it the best I can. Oh God, it's a lovely scent on this. It's bergamot and grape. It's on my head and I can smell it quite clearly. It's not like I'm having to really search for the scent. It's a really nice scent string. It's all natural scents, I believe. Although I don't know how you get a grape scent, how you get a grape essential oil, or if there is such a thing, whether it's a natural, like a synthetic fragrance, I don't know. To be fair, this smells very natural. It's not like Grapelicious from K Shave Works, where it's that real artificial Jolly Rancher grape scent, or grape soda, whatever you relate to that scent. To be fair, I've lost 4 or 5 hairs here, which is way less than I've been losing lately. I'm holding my breath, but so far, not as many hairs as I have been. Obviously, I'm only the first lather into the shave, but I'm not losing heaps of hairs, and that's good. So maybe I'm on the mend, but let's not speak too soon, eh? Like I say, I've spent a lot of time on this brush now, a lot of time and effort to try and get it, well, you can't stop it from shedding, but trying to get all those loose fibres out, because it's still a super dense knot now. It's not like it's lost all its density from the sort of 100 or so hairs I've lost, but I mean, I'm scrubbing reasonably hard here. There's another little one. I'm finding more so with this knot, I don't know whether they're actually shedding out or whether it's breaking at the bottom, and I don't really know what's causing that, if they are breaking, because like I say, I don't push too heavy with it. That's about as hard as I push, and I think that's reasonable. You know, I think if you're pushing harder than that, then you're maybe overdoing it, but it doesn't feel like I'm forcing the brush to splay. It feels like it's splaying naturally. Let's drop a bit more water in. Now, Gron Lycka is organic shaving soap. I think, yeah, this one is fully vegetal based, I believe. The Swedish Witch shaving soap. Now, I wasn't aware when Johan sent it over to me. He told me to air it out for 3 weeks before I actually use it, and that's because she hasn't been making shaving soaps lately, and he had to practically beg to get her to make one for me, and I'm absolutely over the moon. I'm stoked that he would go to that lengths to get a soap made for me. Pretty much, I know he's not made for me, but he's obviously, I would imagine he's obviously paid for it, which is amazing. I'm just so thankful that I get to try it, but I've got to wait 3 weeks for it. Now the scent on that one has a sort of Old Spicey type thing. It's rosemary spice, and it's got an Old Spice type accord about it. It's not pure. Look at that lather, isn't that spectacular? Let's see if I can get that to focus. She really makes a very nice soap. Now I've also just found out as well that Sarah Lundstrom from the Swedish Witch, or Sarah Lundstrom, the Swedish Witch, has also been a helping hand to the secret artisan, whose shaving soap I've been using lately and trying out, who is also a part of Codex Beauty. So it was quite interesting to find that out, and how Johan found that out, I've got no idea. But I'm assuming she's spoken to Johan and told Johan what's happening. But yeah, look, so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think about 6 hairs. It didn't seem like it was all the time. I splayed the brush quite a bit there and used it, so it's a bit better. Right, the Carve Christopher Bradley razor in aluminium. I've been chatting with a gentleman on my channel all day today, quite a few messages back and forth about aluminium, stainless steel, brass, and he's just trying to figure out what he thinks is going to be best for him. Now I've singled this one out, the aluminium handle, as my favourite of, I can't get it to bloody focus, there we go, come on. My favourite of the Carve range. I prefer the aluminium, I prefer the lightweight. Now most people prefer the heavier razors, and I thought I did until I tried the NJ90 from Razor Rock. I thought I preferred heavier razors because they do the work for you, the weight and stuff like that. Now because I shave my head, I like this lightweight razor, but also for my face and my neck, I determine the amount of pressure I use with this razor, not the razor. Sometimes razors are too heavy. I find the Start razor very, very heavy, the Russian razor, and I find I'm having to lift it off my face, lift it off my neck, lift it off my head. I'm having to remove pressure Now I find it a lot easier to add pressure than remove it, so a lighter razor gives me much more control of the pressure that I use. Now with head shaves, obviously the lighter weight doesn't fatigue my shoulder as much, because believe it or not, a heavy stainless steel razor and doing 3 passes on your head or 2 passes does fatigue my shoulder at least. I've got a Asco blade in here, and the other question that you asked me was, is there any blade chatter? Personally, I don't feel it. I don't get any blade chatter from this razor. I don't really use any pressure with it at all on my head. I just use it. It just works. It's very light. I do have to, in some places, put a little bit of pressure, but I would much rather add pressure than take it away. Look at that lather. Look how good that lather is. It's very dense. It's very creamy. It melts in the water. It's got several organic products in the shaving soap makeup as well, which is excellent. It's not 100% organic, but I don't actually think there is 100% organic shaving soap out there. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if face fat is. But of course, the closer the better. And no doubt eventually we will see one. Something that is 100% organic products. Not that it makes a whole heap of difference. It just means that all the plant-based products and other things that are in here haven't been attacked with chemicals and stuff like that to try and keep bugs off, and it's generally all plant-based feeds and things that go onto the plants and things. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, there was one thing I was thinking about, and it might sound a bit crazy, but for obviously more so for vegans, not vegetarians, but vegans, if a vegetable's grown, and so organic to me would mean that you could use sheep manure or cow manure as a fertiliser, or whatever manure, I don't know. Generally sheep manure I think is normally used as fertiliser. But I was unsure whether that would actually affect a vegan in terms of actually eating those vegetables, fruit and vegetables, if it actually used an animal product is used to fertilise them, even though it's a byproduct, it's a waste product really. It's not like it's, you know, you're not using something that is animal based, but it's went through the animal, the feed has went through the animal, it's come out the animal, and then you're chucking it on your plants. So I wasn't quite sure whether that would be something that they would think about. Or am I just thinking a bit fucking nuts and outside the box? I don't know. I've noticed as well on Facebook, on YouTube, there's now a new setting where, not a new setting, but they're basically clamping down on videos, making sure that they're, I can't remember what it is now, safe for children to view, or basically for children to view, and I've basically marked all mine as not, because at the end of the day, what sort of kids really are looking at shaving videos, or want to look at shaving videos, and really running around with a razor all over my face. The worst case scenario would be some kid sees my video and then goes, I'm having a go at that, I've seen my dad's got one of them, and then a few slashes later, blood everywhere, and before you know it, you got a lawsuit. That's really thinking outside the box, by the way. For those of you that have been checking in on me with regards to sleep and things like that and trying to help out, thanks very much as well. It means a lot, believe it or not. I know people say that on YouTube and you think, oh, how cheesy, but it does mean a lot. I'm really struggling at the moment with my sleep. I'm not sleeping well at all. Most likely I'll be going to the doctor soon, I think, just to have a chat and see what sort of options are out there. This looks like my brush is eating my lather. What's going on here? Come on, Simpsons. I don't think I actually loaded enough into the brush, if I'm honest. Ah, there we go, it's coming back a bit. I'm not too fussed anyway, because I'm going to be changing my razor. God, this scent's really nice. Really natural citrus, clean scent. That's a really, really thin lather there. This isn't a great advertisement for Gron Lycka. But look at that. No hair's lost. On a whole pass. Look, I'm spraying the brush. Oh, fuck's sake. You had to go and just do it, didn't you? Fuck me. Yeah, I think I've lost about 8 to 10 hairs there. Is that one there? Nope, that's not a loose one. I'm not going to be picking around, picking them all out. Anyway, I'm switching over my razor. I'm going to the Gillette Skin Guard, albeit this is a fusion handle, but I prefer the colours on this. But it's a Gillette Skin Guard. That is what the cartridge looks like. It's a 2-blade cartridge. This one's well used, but it still shaves superbly well. And I just want to get a nice clean finish to this head shave. Now ultimately I could have finished it with the carve with ease, but this is just, given my mental state at the moment with my lack of sleep and everything else, this just makes more sense. And it does a fantastic job, and you know, cartridges aren't for everyone. They don't work for everyone. Some people get ingrowns from them. I used to, and I still get them if I shave every day with a cartridge. Still get ingrowns. I can't eradicate them with a cartridge. But this cartridge is certainly the most friendly cartridge I've ever used in terms of not getting ingrown hairs. It just works. I don't get irritation from it. It is built for sensitive skin. I can do this for days. I'm just getting this completely BBS here, and I know I'm not going to really have anything irritation wise to write home about afterwards. The slickness on the soap is excellent. It's really good, and it's quite a hard puck of soap, so I think it's going to last quite a while. These two soaps that I've got here from Johan, the Gron Lycka and the Swedish Witch, are a couple of soaps that I don't think I'll leave my den. Partly because of a trade and gift at the same time, because I think he's actually purchased both of these new, or he had this troll one sitting there that he hadn't used yet. But I'm a big fan of Sweden. My favourite player of all time was Swedish Henrik Larsson. He's a gentleman of the game and one of the greatest players I ever watched play. It was my favourite all-time player. And I hope one day he returns to Celtic as manager. I really do. I think he would do a fantastic job, and I think he would be given so much respect and time from the fans as well to build something. I don't know if you've noticed, I don't have anything on my wrist today either where I broke my arm. I'm just trying to build my wrist strength back up again, which is pretty hard when it hurts so much, but it's getting better, getting way more mobility. I can do this again, which is nice. All these little things, you know, just little things you take for granted when you've got two arms, or, you know, until you lose the use of something, you don't realise how much you use it. You know, you lose your left arm, I can't drive. You know, without a special made car, I can't legally drive a car. So even at the moment, even though I've got quite good use of my arm and I feel like I've got a bit of strength back in it, I'm still not allowed to drive a car. So it's a bit of a nightmare. Just getting this is going to be one of the smoothest shaves, closest shaves I've had for a long time on the head, because I haven't been able to do this on my left hand for a long time. I've been doing a lot of wrist exercises, which have been good in a sense because they take my mind off it. They hurt as well, and every time I do them they get better and better. I mean, I've still not got full mobility. You can see that's as far back as I can go with that, and that way that's as far as I can go. I know it's hard to show you in the camera, but it's getting better with each day, with each set of exercises. I'm getting closer and closer to at least full mobility in my wrist. My elbow is almost back to full strength. Not strength, back to full flexibility, full mobility. Well, that was just a sensational shave. I keep saying it, you know, it's such a strange thing, a shave, especially for me, how much it perks me up if I have a good one. That is, not if you have a shit shave, of course, that's the same with everything. Just going to rinse the soap out now. But it really does, it almost cheers me up a bit, it makes me feel a little bit better. Just trying to rinse out this soap. It's pretty difficult to rinse out as well and get right into the corners, into the grooves, because it's so tight fitting in this tub. You don't have much play, as you can see. That's the only gap I've got there. I don't have a gap on the other side really. Really nice scent. You can still see you can just see that edge there just sticking up a bit. So that was sticking up all the way around. That's the only downside to this, so I've just noticed actually. It's a bit odd, you send it out in unless that's biodegradable, but send your soap out in a tin and then put a plastic foam lid insert inside to stop it from air escaping and getting in and stuff like that. So leave that to the side. Right, the brush. Just one loose hair there. I think I'm on sort of low teens, maybe 12 or so hairs lost. Just give it a good rinse out here. That's a massive improvement over the last time I used it. Of course, like I say, I've spent a lot of time on this brush every day when it's been dry, combing it, you know, looking after it, really just babying it in a way, trying to get it to where it needs to be. Now on the upside, it's such a dense knot, maybe losing a bit of hair might even make it sort of softer on the face, even though it feels tremendous anyway. Now I'm expecting to lose a few hairs here when I flick this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can honestly say, I'm just going to show you, I know that's a wheel, but that's how dense the brush is. I can't see any hairs sticking out the top yet. Smells lovely. Just give it a brush on the towel and see what happens. Well, there's nothing coming out. The knot's empty, there's no soap left in the knot, which is great. I can feel that. If you squeeze the knot, and if it's got a lot of soap in it, it'll make like a crunchy noise. Whereas now I'm getting nothing. So the knot is clean, which is excellent. It means I don't have to wet it again. I'm just going to give it another good little towel off here. I'm probably over toweling it, but I'm trying to get as much moisture out as I can. I want this brush to dry out really nice again. Nice and dry. And nothing, not a single hair's come out there during the toweling process. So I've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, I've only lost 9. My counting's bullshit. 9 fibres this time, which equates to that there, which isn't a lot. 9 fibres, which, well, see, it's not a lot, it's quite a lot, but that all happened nearer the start of the shave, and I'm now obviously at the end of the shave. I've cleaned it out, I've toweled it, and I haven't lost any fibres from it. So that's a big difference on the last time that I used it, based on the fact that I've spent a lot of time working with it in the meantime. So I'm quite happy with that. It's an upside, you know, that's what I'm looking for. Like I said before, and like I've said in the beginning, I'm not here to bash Simpson. I think the brushes are superb. I think that knot is the best natural hair knot I've ever used. So I can't knock the knot, it's just obviously that knot sheds, but maybe it's on its way to becoming a good knot, who knows. Anyway, let's get the soap. Made by Karina in Sweden, of Gron Lycka, or Gron Lycka, something like that. I'm trying real hard here. Troll, Bergamot and Grape. Beautiful scented soap. Lovely coloured soap. Sort of light green swirls, really nice. So a good scent strength of about 4 to 5. not 45, 425. And it's great little packaging, stuff like that. It's just a lovely soap. The brush for today did really well and didn't lose too many hairs this time, which is a big start for me. That's a real up for me. Last time I used this without all the work I put into it, I lost about 30 hairs, so I've not lost many hairs today. That's quite a good start. Hopefully next time I use it, which I might even use it for my face shave in the morning, I might not lose many hairs from it, and that's a big bonus. But it's a beautiful brush, it really is. I just hope it stops. I really do. I really hope it stops. The carb, Christopher Bradley razor in aluminium, black and red. Asco blade, second use. And the Gillette skin guard to finish off, to get that BBS finish. And I just wanted to highlight as well, with this Gron Lycka, the post shave is lovely. It's not quite as good, believe it or not, as Mitchell's Low Fat and the Secret Artisan, which is excellent. And obviously, having got some feedback and help from Sarah Lundstrom over at the Swedish Witch, I'm expecting the Swedish Witch soap to be superb, and it smells great. So other than that, that's me done and dusted. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop a little bit of Codex Beauty Skin Superfood, one squirt of that on my hand is enough for my whole head. It's not a lot, but you don't need loads of it. It's such a good cream. So just on my fingers. And that's that, it's absorbed, done. And honestly, I've been so impressed with this cream. I haven't used all the other ones yet. I've used the soap now. The soap's really nice from Codex as well. But this stuff for me, from a male perspective, I've been using this one as well. Oh, bloody badger here stuck to it. This one here, the eye cream. But my wife is absolutely demolishing that. And like I say, there's some things that we need to talk about with regards to our reviews on these products and what we think of them. I don't know whether I'm going to do it by video, which I may do. I'm just going to get my wife's feedback on it because she doesn't want to go on video. That's fair enough. One thing I will mention while I'm on here, this has nothing to do with the shave. This is the Codex Beauty Facial Oil. One thing I love about this, so you can see that little knob popping up. That little knob popping up sucks out the exact amount of oil that you need. Squirt it in, you can see where that line is. I'll pop it back in again. That pops down when you screw it in. Unscrew it, pull it up, exact same amount of oil again. It's a really great tool for not wasting product. Now, the thing I like about that, glass bottle, the only thing is there's loads of plastic. If you're going to go down the eco-friendly, all good for you, bio, you know, you name it, all that stuff, you want to try and move away from plastic. It's a very difficult thing to do in this day and age, especially with beauty products, but they need to move away from plastic. They need to find something better than plastic. Glass bottles with biodegradable bioplastics and things like that, definitely. But other than that, stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. Wish me luck for a coat tomorrow. Stay safe.